Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to hear the story of Daniel and the lion's den. Here is Daniel. He has grown up at the palace since being taken away from Israel when young. This is King Darius, who Daniel worked for. He has a very high position. And these are the governors who helped the king run the country. Darius was the king of Babylon, who was in charge of 120 countries. He was a very important king. King Darius had governors to help him, but Daniel proved himself more capable than all the other governors. How do you think the other governors felt about Daniel being given the best job? Well, we will find out how sly and jealous of Daniel they were. He was always faithful to God and never stopped praying from his window, which faced Jerusalem. Daniel prayed 3 times a day, and God heard all of his prayers and took care of them. Are you like Daniel and pray every day? And like Daniel, God hears your prayers and will help you as well. The king was so impressed with Daniel that he decided to put him in charge of the whole kingdom. The governors were jealous of Daniel and tried to find fault with him, but they could find no fault with him at all. They were so jealous of Daniel that they could only find one thing that would get Daniel into trouble. They were very pleased with this plan. The governors knew that nothing would stop Daniel from praying to his God, so they came up with a new law. From this day forth, no man, woman, or child is to pray to any god or man except Darius, the great king. If anyone disobeys this law, they will be thrown into a den of lions. This is by order of King Darius. The people must have been very afraid of that law. Daniel had heard the king's decree, but he was very sad about the new decree. But the next day he still went to his window to pray to God. But as you can see, the governors are watching him from behind the door. The governors told the king, and the king had no choice but to have Daniel arrested. You can see from the picture that the governors were very pleased with themselves, but the king looked very sad because he really liked Daniel. Daniel was thrown into the lion's pit. He must have been so scared all night in a pit of lions, but I'm sure he prayed all night long to God to protect him. The next morning the king and the governors went to the den. The king called to Daniel, hoping for a reply. The governor still looked very pleased with himself. To the king's joy, Daniel replied, "He was alive. His God had protected him from the lions." The king was so happy, but the governors looked mad, and they must have wondered how his God had saved him, protected him from the lions. The king realized he had been tricked by the governors, so he threw them into the den. How do you think they felt when they knew they had got to be thrown into the den? They looked very scared now. King Darius issued a new decree. From this day forth, every man, woman, and child is to pray to the God that Daniel serves. He is the only living God, and his kingdom will never end. He saved Daniel. This is by the order of King Darius. What a difference this decree is from the last one. This one. Daniel was faithful to God and prayed to God. God listened to him and protected him. Like Daniel, we can always pray and say thank you for all God gives us and does for us. And when we are worried or scared, go to God in prayer and he will help us. Getting to know God's word and talking with him every day is the most wonderful thing that we can do. Thank you everyone. I hope you have a lovely day.